So here we have Calvin Tallet in action on the River Trent. It's been a fantastic day for both of us. Loads of barbel feeding on the river at the moment. While lots of other people on the river we've seen are just fishing feeders and catching nothing, we came down to try and catch silverfish, and all we've caught, well really, all we've caught is barbel. And Calvin's got another one. He's been feeding castor and hemp for what, about sort of 3 hours now, and has hooked barbel on a combination of either single, double or treble caster. Interesting that singles will work. He was actually trying to catch some silverfish at one time, so he's put a single caster on. He's actually hooked more barbel on a single caster than he has on like 2 or 3, which is interesting. It's a little bit of a throwback to how we used to fish the 7 years ago, when we used to fish single baits in conjunction with feeder fishing gear. Quite often we just fill the feeder up with maggots, fish a single maggot on a 14 or a 12, and the fish would have it where they wouldn't always take like 2 or 3. But this looks like another good fish. He's not fishing too heavy on this rig. He's only fishing 4 pound pro float direct to a size 16 hook. So
that's a proper fish.
Yeah, it looks like a good fish. Wow. Yeah, so he's fishing a 4 pound pro float, which is only 0.16 line, but there's not horrendous flow here. There's a nice steady flow, but you can just make out the floats just come up out the water. Another good fish. It's just a case really of balancing your tackle. So many people fish a rod that's too stiff when they're using line this fine for these sort of fish. I mean, yeah, ideally you'd be fishing for barbel with sort of 6 pound or 7 pound line, but it's a compromise really sometimes when you're fishing for other species, and he's actually fishing for silvers right now, and he's hooked into some more barbel. As long as your rod's balanced and you take your time, then you can land the fish. There's no major snags here. There's 1 or 2 snags in the swim, but nothing too bad. As you can see, he's just coaxing the fish in by using his left hand. The rod absorbs everything, perfectly balanced to the breaking strain of the line. So unless he does something really stupid, which he's often apt to do, knowing Calvin, unless he does something really stupid, then he should hopefully be slipping the landing net under this one sometime soon. But this is the problem with when you get a big fish on. Obviously you can't bully this last bit, can you? So what a glorious day. What an absolutely fantastic day. This part of the Trent's going to be used in the National in a few weeks' time, and it's going to be an interesting one. I mean, a lot of anglers will be going to go for safe points. Now we've tried to catch roach here today, and it just hasn't worked out right at all. I mean, I think if you just worked hard trying to catch silvers all day, you might have caught 5 or 6 pound, and while that might give you some decent points in this area, you're going to get buried by people who are catching barbel. Right. I think he's nearly ready.
We're nearly there, matey, nearly there.
They always say a gulp of air to a barbel is a bit like having a can of spinach for Popeye. But, this is the bit where so many people rush to try and get the fish in, and you've done all the hard work to play the fish, and then you get broke at the net. It's nothing worth, so just not worth risking. It's about 8 or 9 foot deep out there. Steady flow, lovely steady flow. I mean, it's all gravel bottom through here as well. Is it foul look, that one?
Tangled round its fin.
How's it gone round him?
It's rolled on the line. It pinged off a minute ago, and then it was okay. Now it's done it again.
Here he comes. Well done, that man. Let's move in to have a closer look at him.
Get this hook out. Interestingly, there is another hook in it.
Is that yours?
Nope, it's a different one.
Have a look at your fish. This is where you pick the fish out and it jumps back into the keep net or into the landing net. You can't put barbel in keep nets here in pleasure sessions, as we know. So, cracking fish. Look at that. Just look at the power in that fish's fins. Just bring the head round a bit, Cal. You have a closer look at him. Beautiful fish. Well done, mate. Big smile. And get him back. Cheers, pal.